There we go. Finally. Yeah, it took me a little while to get there. Oh, it took me a little while to get here. All right, fair enough. I have some fun with this anyway. I'm going live right after you. No, that's not what I wanted. Darn it. I pushed the wrong button. This is the one. Oh, gosh. Always changing what I want to do.
We're going to leave you with the usual thing. The only thing I can say, as I've said to many people, this title just about puts it all into focus. It's called With a Little Help from Your Friends. Remember it.
What the heck was that? Come on, Swamp Dog.
What would you do if I sang
Out of tune.
Will you stand up
Out on me.
Lend me your hand and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of tune. Oh, baby,
How do you do, friends? Oh, go away. Good. School is important.
what do I do when my love is away? Are you to be alone? Oh, no. How do I feel at the end of the day? Because you're on your own. I tell you you say no more. Oh, you love my friend. I got the box do something.
Oh. Oh, I'm adventurous. Why not? Maybe down frog helicopter. All over the country. I know it says for the military, but He wanted to hurt people.
Would you believe that I love at first sight? I'm such a
Really?
all the time. What do you see when you
Turn out the light.
I don't know them.
Hey, there's some good people. Snoopy Stacks, Starika. Come on in. Little help from my friends. I don't think I can like my own video. Ha! Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's my cane over there. Oh, and I just found this. I'll show that. Oh, I'll show this later. I don't want to give any more stuff away. Sell anything. If I have to, I will. Oh. Morning, AZ.
I gotta get my friends
Name's
together. Oh, we gotta do
Oh, can't see that. I don't want the bag to leak because I don't know. I don't know anything about this stuff. Come on.
We gotta get on here, friend.
I don't know how to. I think I got it there. No, didn't quite get it. We'll get it. Right on, Starika. I got some other stuff at the end of my rope. My rope. That's where it gets good. Need a little help from my friends. Need a little help from my friends.
Please, God. Myself, thank you once again. See you again. Beautiful.
I should have said this is story time also. So I'm telling stories this morning. Starika had to sell it. I had my account stolen. I think some people know that. I had to sell everything. And I really like his pours. They were really nice. But this is the last one I have of his. But I have this other one over here. And after I'd sold what I thought was everything, I screwed up and I got a Haley bug pour over here, which is one of the other only silver pours I have. So I don't want to have to sell it. So it's just that's the way life goes. It was cool. It was so cool. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, what's going on with my speaker? Something's going on here. Maybe it's getting old. I didn't do anything wrong. Come on. Had to fix the refrigerator yesterday. Wow, what a nightmare that was. I don't know if anybody. Come on, you. Uh-oh. I had to fix the refrigerator yesterday. It's been like 3 days. I was like, where's all this water coming from? Couldn't figure it out. I was like, there should be water out of here. And I adjusted the tamps and whatnot. Refrigerator works just fine. There's this little tiny piece of part. And I have no idea how it came out of place. I have no idea. And I'm digging around. I'm like trying to figure it out because I'm obviously I'm cleaning the refrigerator now that there's water all over for 2 days. I'm checking it all day long. I'm like, hey, where's this water come from? And I went, oh, nope, not even close, Dorica. Good guess though. That is a good guess. There's a little part right in the top center of the refrigerator, not the freezer. And the water that comes down from the freezer goes down and it drops down and goes through a tube and goes into the drain pan. And the drain pan's right there, sort of evaporates underneath where the motor is to keep everything cool. It's a little tiny part, and it's a catch basin that goes into the tube to go down to put the water into the drain pan, which will evaporate. So I had to clean the whole thing out. And I was like, where is this water coming from? I'm like, I don't want to buy a new refrigerator today. I can't afford this. Yeah, the defrost tube. Yeah, but there's from that start there, Swamp Dog. I don't know how it came loose. No, no, no. I have no water lines. This is just an old school fridge for 30 years. It's an old school one. And I just would, and I found this little tiny part sitting there as I'm cleaning out the water. I'm like, hey, where does this go? Let's start thinking. I plugged it back in, cleaned out the drain pan, cleaned out all the vents, pulled it out, suctioned the vacuum out, whole works. Things working just perfect now. But it took me 3 days to figure it out. But I didn't want to pay $1,500 for a new refrigerator. when this one worked perfectly fine 3 days ago. It was a simple fix, actually, in the end, but you had to figure out what it was. I'm sure if someone came in here and I know where I live, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, the refrigerator's busted. There's $1,500 plus delivery and everything else." I'm like, "No, this thing worked 3 days ago. There's nothing wrong with it." That's how they do it around here. Nope, busted. And I'm like, "No, it's not busted." It was so easy once I figured it out, Snoopy Stacks. But it took me a while because I was cleaning out the water and taking everything out of my fridge. And everything would. I I don't know if it happened when the power outage went on and something happened. I don't know how it happened. And then when I got the drain tray out, what the heck happened here? Well, that shouldn't have happened. I don't know what the heck's going on here. When I got it out, I was like, "Oh, golly!" It had been draining and molding, and I was like, "Ugh." So I had to go clean all that stuff out, vacuum the whole thing out. Oh, nice, Starika. Yeah, I look a. You know, one thing I really love is that you can go look stuff up on YouTube, and there's so many people like yourself or anybody else that'll give you some advice or something to help you out to get it fixed. Oh, maybe that's what it needed. It'll help you get it figured out to get it fixed. I've done this many times. I even used to do it way back when. And I got 20,000, 30,000 views on videos that it was a simple fix for like a say a tail light in a vehicle or something. How do we do it? We don't want to take it to the mechanic. They're going to charge us an arm and leg. And I'm like, well, take out the three screws there, these little three things, take out the three screws, and it'll take you like 5 minutes to replace a broken tail light. Morning, Jack Gelman. Yeah, I did videos like that. I've had so many people say, "Hey, thank you for helping me out with that." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you probably just saved $200, $300 just for." And it literally takes 5 minutes. I did it by myself with a camera, sitting on the garbage can, pointing out what it was, and it was like I don't even know if it took me 5 minutes. It's like 3 minutes, and they're like, "That was the simplest explanation." And some of these people on YouTube just help you out so bad. It's like, man, that saved me a ton. $3 to replace a tire? Oh, man. I know people that can't change a tire on a car. First thing that goes, I got to call AAA. I'm like, no. I was down in Arizona. This crazy dude, we're coming down off the White Mountains. The White Mountains burned down, by the way, right after that. And I'm coming down. Morning, John Ruck. Yeah, I'm coming down off the mountain, and they were understaffed that day. They didn't realize how many people had been starved to get out and go to the mountains, the eatery. So we're coming down the mountain, and this guy's just flying. And I hit this rock. I knew I hit it, but I didn't know the extent of the damage. And I went to my friend and I said, "Hey, we'll just go to a bar." And I went, "Okay." I'm at the bar, and then I went, "Oh shoot! All right." Turns out it's a gay bar. He's gay. I just wasn't thinking he was going to take me to that bar. I was like, okay, but there's women hanging out there. They're just enjoying themselves. They weren't interested in any men. I'm like, okay, whatever. We walk out in the parking lot. This is just after coming down the White Mountain, White White Mountain, and it's right there. 7 Stacks. Hey, I didn't make you. Hey, Reggie Neighbors, right on. Um, hold on a second. Oops. So we come out of the bar. Reggie Neighbors. I ain't seen you in my channel, I don't think, before. Maybe I have. And we come out and the tire's flat because this guy came over and I hit a rock. But my tire didn't go flat until we got to the bar. Then we had drinks. My buddy's like, "Oh no, we gotta call AAA." And I'm like, you bogus. I'm getting the jack. By trying AAA gets here, they're gonna be way too late. We got the jack out and he goes, "No, we can't do." And I'm like, "Yes, we are. I'm gonna get the jack out and change the tire right now." He didn't even know how to change a tire. And at the time he was like 30, something like that. Maybe 35. I'm like, "You know how to change a tire? We're gonna change a tire. I don't care." True story. I broke into his house. His name's Matt Wall. I broke into his house. And I'll say the city he lived in at that time. Oh my gosh. What a great city. I love Tucson, Arizona. I don't like the heat in the summer, but Tucson, Arizona is ooh, what a great city. I take that over Phoenix, Arizona any day. I'm just telling stories and listening to music right now. I can tell you when I went to Matt's place, he had a place out in Austin, Texas. Holy schmoly. And I had to warn my buddy. He said, "No, you guys can stay here." I had to warn my friend. I'm like, "I'm going to be honest with you. He's gay." But my buddy was accepting. And I'm like, "Well, hey, man, if he's going to give us a free room place." And my buddy was actually more accepting of it than I was, to say the least. And I've known Matt for years and years and years. I mean, years. That's why I said, "Yeah, come on over." I was like, "Hey, I need a little break from this, just for my friend Chuck was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's get out of here." And he goes, "No, we can't, man. Hospitality." I'm like, "Yeah, I get it. But sometimes you just need a little break for your own self." Oh, hell yeah, Snoopy Stacks. Oh, oh, they can be the most kind people you ever seen. I mean, it's automatic. It's like, hey, but I've seen other ones that are violent. I've seen it all over the realm. I'm just talking about him because it was just an adventure, and it was a great adventure. And I really appreciated Matt for letting us have these adventures. I broke into Matt's house. I said I'm coming out to go visit him. This is in Tucson, Arizona. I showed up. I'm like, where the hell is Matt? And I kept calling him. Call, call, call. No answer. And I knocking on the door, calling him. And I said, well, I'll just walk around back. This is in Tucson, Arizona. I'll just walk around back. I walk around back. The sliding glass door, I just pulled on the handle and walked in. I'm like, I needed somewhere to rest. And he said to come out. So I was like, okay, that's where I'm coming up. But the one thing I didn't know is that his father had just died. So he flew out unexpectedly. And so I'm staying at his house for a couple of days. I'm like, where is he? I keep calling him. Story gets longer. So I'm there with him, and he had one of his local friends. This gal came in. She's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I know Matt. She's like, no way. I'm like, yes, I've known him for 20 years. And she just went, oh, I said, I ain't gonna hurt you. I know him. And she goes, okay, well, I'm gonna call Matt. I'm like, fair enough. I've been calling him for days. Couple days. Well, how'd you get in here? And I said, well, I went to the back door. I was supposed to be here. I went to the back door, and I just grabbed the handle. She went on the phone, and Matt answered. And then he goes, oh, yeah, he's okay. Like, I'm not going to harm anything here. Seriously. Not that I'm gay, but I ain't going to harm you, man. Friends are friends as far as I'm concerned in this world. So, so she feeds the fish in his fish tank. It's like, okay, Matt said you could stay here. And I'm like, okay, cool. Can you tell me when he's coming back? Because he hadn't answered my phone calls. It was a couple of days. And I said, okay, fine. Whatever. I'll keep it safe. Don't worry. I ain't gonna steal anything. Like I'm gonna steal your fish or something. I ain't stealing fish. And I just had to laugh. I was like, oh gosh, this turned into a different world than I thought was gonna be. So, and I know for a lot of people, Easter just came up, which is actually a holiday I enjoy, not for the religious aspect, the rest of it. It's a holiday I actually enjoy. So, this is actually the reason this story popped in my head is because normally I'd get out of Tucson when I'd go meet Matt. Just I'd hang out for a week or so, and then it's like, uh, Easter weekend. Oh, Tucson's going to get too hot for me. I don't want to be in 110-degree heat every day. But I'd walk out, and the quail would be out there with their little baby chicks, with their little, I don't know what they call it, a crown on top of their head, and they come walking in. Mama bird would be there with 8 or 9 birds. I was just like, this is fun. And it was just like, this is a nice place to actually live in. Now, talking about hot places, I was in Phoenix one time. Holy criminy. Heck with that city. But then I was in Death Valley. I've been in minus 40 degrees. The hottest temperature I've been in minus 40, and I've been in 132 degrees. That's some hot stuff. I literally got out of the car to do some stuff. Now, the reason I bring that story up, because there's a secondary story to that. It was 132 degrees. And I'm like, oh gosh. And I got out to walk around. I'm like, I got to get back in the car and get some air conditioning. It was too hot for me. 132 degrees in Death Valley. Now, years later, there was this huge rainstorm. Absolutely huge. Oh, AZ coins. Yeah, I need shade, baby. I am tired of the big city, AZ. It's gotten me. Yeah. So I went to Death Valley and it was 132. Now, a few years later, it rained 54 inches. So I was like, hey, I went to Death Valley. This is a long time ago. Yeah, it rained 54 inches, a record rainfall. So I went to Death Valley. I was like, hey, let's go check it out. The whole place was full of flowers everywhere. Just so many you couldn't believe it. How many flowers there were. And I mean flowers. There were flowers for days. Oh my god. Yeah, no. I don't want to fix that. Oh no. Air conditioner is, if I don't have it, I'm gonna die. So I went to Death Valley and I was with friends and we pull in this in the middle of Death Valley because you got to get fuel and stuff to get out the other end, etc., etc. This ain't the first time or third time. I went there many times. Um, so I go to Death Valley during this huge flower bloom. I was like, holy schmoly. I've been here and I've never seen anything. The thing is just lit up. Flowers everywhere. Dry lake beds have people out there going ahead and what is that, windsurfing and stuff. And I was like, holy, this is crazy. Pull in the gas station to get gas and maybe some, well, I didn't, I brought water because I don't like to pay for water. Water should be free. I'll talk about water in a minute. But I pull in the gas station. My buddy's behind me, and we walk out. my buddy and his wife are behind me. I get out and they went, "Hey," an old friend that I ain't seen in like 7 years is riding this motorcycle through it. He's like, "No, I heard about this." I'm like, "Well, we just came for a little jaunt and a vacation, get away from everybody." I was like, "Wow, that's a didn't think that was happening." His name is Anthony. I'm like, "I ain't seen you in forever." He goes, "Well," so we all went, and then we went down and saw the. It's the only place in the world these fish are available. You can't get in it. It's this little like a little river, and the fish are only tiny. I mean, like look like little minnows, little tiny ones. We went and walked down there. I'm like, "Oh, this is cool. I get to see a fish I've never seen before." Now I got on another topic. I love fishing. And then we went on. Anthony went his way. We went our way. Our way was actually sort of somewhat of the same. So we'd see him and whatnot, but he had a different mission. We just went through and we're just like, okay. Then we went through there one. This is the second time I've been to this place. Went out there. We went to camp. Oh gosh, we went out there one time and we're just cruising through. I can tell you about some of the hardcore stories about almost rolling a truck and stuff like that. Running out of gasoline in the middle of the desert, or having your gas can break and you have no way out. Brought gas cans because you knew you're going to go that far. Like, oh gosh. We mapped out a whole bunch of stuff. It was always interesting. That's why I have so many adventure stories. So we're going through there one day. This is a hardcore deal. And when I mean hardcore, I mean, yeah, it was gnarly. So we went out there one day. I've been all kinds of places. I can tell you about the marijuana and stuff. Wasn't my deal. Just unreal stuff. Or the cocaine dealers. I'm like, I didn't know you were dealing cocaine. Yeah. Well, that's how I bought my house. Rest in peace. He was a good friend of mine. I was never involved in any of that type of stuff. What this guy calls me today. So where was I at? Oh, we went in there in Death Valley with the flowers. We're watching people windsurfing for the first time in 30 years or something on these dry lake beds. It was like, whoa. And I'd been through it. And I've been through Death Valley on the opposite way. One time there was a rainstorm. I'm going just the opposite direction. Oh my gosh. And I didn't know on the radio that they were giving warnings. Don't go through there. There was torrential rains and it flooded out roads. And I'm already in it. And I'm like, uh-oh. And you could see the landslides come off and they're sitting on the road. And this guy comes past me. I'm like, I'm going to be cautious here. This guy comes past me, whizzing by like nothing happened. I'm like, are you kidding me? And as I go down, I'm like, I'm expecting this guy to be in the ditch. I mean, seriously, because it washed out the roads. You had to pay attention. And I was like, oh, man. I was trying to take a shortcut and have a little adventure. Not that I'd ever live in Death Valley. And I was like, no way. Roads are just washed out all over the place. I get through the washouts and get back onto some dirt. I had to avoid a whole bunch of stuff. Oh. Went out there one time. And my friends generally say, hey, we're come. I'm like, yeah, why not? Go have an adventure. When we go out there this one time, set up camp. I got my buddy with me, my friend and his wife. We set up camp. Oh, nightmare. We're way up on this mountain, like 7,000 feet. And all of a sudden it snows on us. And it just snowed on us all night long. And I'm like, hey, what's going on with the tent? Because we went to sleep at, normal hour, whatever normal hour is in the morning, 10 o'clock or whatever. Went to sleep, snowed on us. And I'm like, wow, I feel cold. And the tent's collapsing. We had this blizzard come in overnight. I'm like, where did this come from? I'm like, where did this come from? Get up in the morning. I'm like, oh, geez, no wonder I was so freezing cold. And the day before, it was like 80, 85 degrees. I didn't think we were going to have snow overnight. It was total blizzard. And so we're like, well, and we were going to stay there, but it's like, a lot of snow here. Got to get down the mountain. Now we're in trouble because the snow came out and it made the road just. And I've been on roads like that before. I've been all over the place. I was like, oh no. And we were, it was so slick. All I could think of is where where do I run when stuff happens? Where morning, big things only, Ernest. Where do I which I can't go off that side. I was just sliding down the hill. I'm like, where do I run my vehicle into and wreck? And I couldn't believe all three vehicles got down the hill. I was like, this was, and I mean, it was total grease, snot nose. It was just you couldn't you couldn't get any slicker. And I remember going, I think we're gonna have to. And the guy that was with me, Frank, he's never done adventures like this. He's like, this is scary, and I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's not so much. We're gonna do it. But I kept having to think where, if everything goes haywire, where am I going to wreck my vehicle into to save our lives? That's a true story. And I can't remember which mountain it was called. I was like, fool. I've been on some major adventures in my life. I mean, waves, all kinds of things. Oh, Ernest, I thought you were older than that. Oh, phooey. I thought you were older than that. I'm just telling stories, Ernest. Just hoping this guy shows up today and says yes. Plus, I got to go to the bank. I have a feeling that's a. Oh, you have no idea, Ernest. 3 weeks ago or whatever, I couldn't even walk. Literally. I couldn't take a. I had to hold on to everything. I got canes over here to just walk. And it just came out of nowhere. I'll be right back. I got to check on something. Ugh. Surprised YouTube hasn't shut me down today. We're just telling real stories. Anybody ever had poor man's lobster? I know that's going to sound weird, but it's true. No, not sturgeon. Poor man's lobster. But it does come out of fresh water. Oh, not crawdads. No, no, no. Yeah. Crawfish etouffee is pretty darn good. I ate a lot of that in New Orleans. Or not New Orleans. Louisiana, I should say. Crawfish etouffee. I like crawdads. And you can get there's two types of crawdads that I know of. There's the freshwater ones, and then there's the seawater ones, and they're different. They can't survive in the same realms. I don't know what's going on with my speaker. But I do love crawdads. I don't think I've ever eaten sturgeon, to be honest. Not a fan of swordfish. Never had that taste good. Never had good red snapper. Well, double entendre there. Yes and no. Or no and yes, depending on how you want to look at it. Bass, yeah. I'm not really into those other ones. Poor man's lobster, Ernest Edwards, swims like a snake. It's almost like an eel, which I like eel too. Smoked eel, oh yeah. That is some good stuff. What's your favorite fish there, Ernest? I'm still glad you're here with us, Reggie. I'm just telling stories and talking. What kind of salmon, Ernest? What kind of salmon do you like? Walleye. Heck yeah. What kind of salmon do you like? Oh yeah, walleye. Absolutely. Ah! There we go, baby. That's the one. Spring Chinooks. Way better than king salmon. So much more flavor. And it's always funny when I don't mean funny ha ha, but it's like when the spring Chinooks come on, the grocery stores, like any other time of the year, it's so much more expensive, but they always put it on sale because they don't want to have it go to waste. And as fresh can be, it wherever you live. It's like, oh yeah, I'll take that. But I would buy extra and freeze it because fish freezes the best as one of the best meats you can. So I'd buy extra. I'm like, oh yeah, I love it. That's one of the best ones. I like walleye too. Give me a trout. I'll take that. Um, I only ever hooked one salmon ever. Great big huge one. And my friend got excited and had the net. And I was on a river, more on the American Fork, I think it was called. And he had the net ready and he got excited. And as soon as he flinched, the fish just went haywire. A great big huge one. And boom! See you later there, Fisher. Oh, on the Columbia? Nice. What do you like steelheads too? Because I know they're there too. They should be running too. Yeah, the steelhead should be running. Oh, you, you're talking to someone who's caught I don't know how many pounds. Just as a recreational fisherman, I've caught tons. Love it. I should come visit you and we go fish. My niece caught her limit um, Saturday of trout in 2 hours. Well, they didn't want the game warden to get them, so otherwise it probably would have. But if it was me, I probably would have went and hid them in the bushes and then got some more or whatever. Do that. Oh yeah, spring Chinook salmon are starting to run here on the Columbia River. Oh yeah, the Columbia. I wish they'd take some more of them dams out so them salmon could spawn some more. In the Columbia, where was I at? Wasn't American. Water level got too low on the American, so the fish weren't able to get up the river, which made it hard for them to spawn. And then there was a but I do like oh yeah, brook trout. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll take brook trout all day long. Oh, I don't know if you ever had a cutthroat, Ernest. I don't know if you guys have, if you're in Oregon. I don't know if you have um, cutthroats. And there's two different types of cutthroats. Actually, a cutthroat is the most, as state fish go. I mean, like states say, hey, this is our state tree or our state bird or our state what. Cutthroat is the most state fish in the United States. Yeah, I like brookies. Give me some brookies. I'll take those all day long. Seen some big ones too. Like the biggest one I ever seen is two 5 pounders at in the same fishing expedition. And it's underneath. I didn't catch them. It wasn't me. We used to have competitions just between us. Oh yeah. No, I'll tell you a story about the trout, or sorry, the brookies. There used to be the river would come down, or the creek would come down. It wasn't really a river; it was more of a creek or creek, depending on how you want to say it. It'd come down, then all of a sudden it'd go underwater, and then it'd come right back up. Threw that lure down there. Boom! Great big huge one, 5 pounds. Two of them. They were hiding underneath the because they didn't want all the heat from the sun on the river or the creek. So they hunted underneath this quote unquote natural land bridge where the river went underground, and they would just wait for something to come and do it. I remember being there. Um, we used to go fishing. I caught a million suckers, which I did not want. Um, we used to go down, and there was this gal. Her name was Rose. Rest in peace, Rose. And she loved fishing. Her husband did not, and I knew her very well. And someone I knew would like, hey, let's go down the creek. We're gonna walk like a mile. You take that side, I'll take this side. And it was sort of a competition. And she was a fisherman. And she would walk down one side, and they get down. It's like, okay, let's switch sides now. And then we're gonna walk back up the other side and see who can get the most overall. And I remember stories, and we were fishing ourselves, but these two, this is where I started to learn some stuff. And they would fish, they'd fish all the way down. And I remember one day they said, hey, I know that one's there. I left that one for you when you come back up the other side. And they're like, yep. She goes, and she's like, yeah, I left that one for you when you come up the other side. Welcome in, Lester Exton. And they would fish. And I love walking the river or creek or whatever you want to say. Creek. Yeah, they would fish. Oh, Rosie passed away, but boy, was she a great fisherman. I didn't realize she was that good a fisherman. And she was still doing it way late in life. She just loved it. And it was actually her property that the creek was on. And I fished some so small places you wouldn't believe it. Because they're only like 2 feet wide. So the fish would never get big. I caught fish in those things too. But I liked a little bit bigger fish. I'd go to this place. It's called Dead Man's. I'm not joking. That's what it was called. Dead Man's. No worries. No worries. Yeah, welcome in, Lester. I don't know if you like fishing or not, but now you got me on fishing stories. Man, my mind can just go all over the place. Packing up stuff. I can get out of here. All right, drinking some beers. Sick. Yeah, no worries, Edward. Yeah, the brook trout. I love them things. I would, you know what? I that reminds me of a story, Lester, because I got stories for days. I was on an airplane, and these guys were coming from PA, and he's sitting next to me, and he was a pretty big dude. Let's just say he's like, "Hey, we came out here to go fishing." I'm like, "What? Don't you guys got fish?" He goes, "Yeah, but we wanted to go somewhere else." And then he invited me out to go to PA to go fishing because there's some different fish out there. I mean, you can go to some different places. Oh, I'll tell you a story about. Uh, tell you a story when I was going to go catch all the tuna. It was a record year. Everybody was catching fish. I mean, literally, Lester. So we'd booked our appointment. This is wicked. It's like, hey, we're just going to go out there. We all meet up. We're on a charter boat. We weren't going for like 4 hours. We're going to go for a full day. And This is so wicked. We're pulling out of the harbor on the charter boat. We've got the two captains there. They're going to take us, no worries. And I, this is not a joke, man. We go out, and I don't know how many seals you have around you. All of a sudden, the boat just shook. And of course, we're there, super early in the morning. I was like, what just happened? And literally, all we were doing was backing out of the boat dock. And I remember the one guy said, I've been doing this 20 years. And the other guy goes, I've been doing it 38 years. And I'm like, and a seal swam right underneath the propeller. And you could see the slices in them. And then you could see all the blood. And he came up to the surface. And you could see all the blood going out. And I'm like, oh, man. But then you could feel the whole boat shake. Major ordeal. And these guys are going, I ain't never seen this in 38 years. I ain't never seen this in 20 years of doing this. What the heck? They always get out of the way. And we weren't moving fast, nothing, just putting backwards so we could get face to go to the ocean. Fishing trip over. Went back in and I went home. It was still dark out. It's a true story. But when I saw that big old, and I've been around seals and stuff, I was like, oh gosh, that one's shark bait or he's gonna be lobster bait or whatnot. He's gonna get it. He's done for. And they're just going. Went back in. They refunded my because I was on like just a day trip pass where I was. I'm like, I walked back in. They refunded my money to me. Not just for the trip, but also my fishing license. It's a true story. Yeah, it sucks. I wish I had the time now. Longest fishing trip I have ever had was every day we went somewhere else, or maybe the same lake, but we always returned home. For the month is 31 days, and we went 30 days straight, lake after lake after lake. Yeah, I might have to shut her down here. Yeah, that's a good point. New floors. Just everything you can imagine. These TVs. Yeah, I might have to shut her down. Oh, I can tell you stories for days. No, this is a quick one. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I walked down. Oh, boy. Did that wrong.